you ever have a moment so clear, so undeniable, that it feels like God tapped you on the shoulder and said, "Baby, I need you to see this." Yeah, that was me, on a random night sitting in a hospital gown by myself in one of the scariest moments of my life. I had driven myself to the ER because the pain in my body got so bad I could barely stand upright. They gave me medication strong enough that the nurse literally said, "Ma'am, you can't drive home after this. Someone needs to pick you up." I said, "Okay." Because, in my mind, I had someone I had poured into emotionally for years, someone who texted me all day, every day, someone who had no problem calling me when he needed comfort, support, or attention. So I texted him. Not paragraphs, not drama, just, "Hey, I'm at the hospital. They gave me something for the pain and they said I can't drive. Can you come get me and drop me off? I'll Uber to get my car tomorrow." Simple, human, reasonable, and, girl, the man vanished. Mind you, we had just been talking. Like, literally texting back and forth until the second I needed him for something real. As soon as I asked for help, poof, silence, a blackout. Like my message got sent straight to the twilight zone. I sat there in that hospital bed with my phone in my hand, realizing this man only shows up when it benefits him. Not when it matters. Not when it's scary. Not when I need him. And the crazy part? The nurse kept checking in like, "Has your ride arrived yet?" And all I could do was lie and say, "Yeah, they're on the way." But nobody was coming. Not for me. Not that night. So I got up, signed the papers, walked out the hospital doors with that medication still fresh in my system, and drove myself home anyway. Not just home. Sis, I even had to drive out of the way to the pharmacy first just to get my prescription filled. Do you know how unsafe that is? How scary that is? How alone you feel in a moment like that? And this is the part that woke me up. I had spent years being his emotional support system, his safe space, his late-night therapist, his comfort, his consistency, his softness. But the one time I needed something simple and human from him, he couldn't even show up for 10 minutes. Not even a ride home. Not even concern. Not even a, "Are you okay?" Nothing. And driving home, safely, thank God, I realized something. If a man cannot show up for you when you are physically vulnerable, he will never show up for you emotionally. Because that's the real him, not the texts, not the jokes, not the chemistry, not the "we've known each other for years." The real him is who he is when you need him, and the real him, he was absent. And if you've ever had a wake-up moment like that, baby, you are not alone. If you're rebuilding your boundaries and learning how to choose you first, download the free Bougie with Boundaries guide. The link is in the description. See, that night broke something in me, but it also built something in me. It built clarity. It built standards. It built boundaries with titanium edges. I finally understood that being there for him was not love. It was self-neglect. I was pouring from a cup he never even bothered to refill. And I deserved more. Way more. Sis, listen. If a man can ghost you when you're in a hospital, if he can ignore you when you're scared and vulnerable, if he can leave you to fend for yourself in a moment you should never have faced alone, then that man is not your partner. He is your distraction, your lesson, your wake-up call disguised as chemistry. And the moment you see it clearly, you don't go back. So, yeah, that was the moment I realized I was his emotional support system. but he was never mine.